Hey guys, it's me, Laura, aka Crocheting Whovian. How are you all doing tonight? It is 12:30 a.m. I am wide awake and decided, hey, I haven't made a video in a little bit, so let's do it. I have lots to show you and a lot to talk about. First off, right off is the Me, Myself, and I CAL. It's going strong. I know I've been quiet in the thread again, but I've been sick and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Yeah, it's going strong. It ends April 1st, which happens to be the day another CAL starts, which I will get into in a minute. The prizes for the Me, Myself, and I CAL are a set of stitch markers that are knit, a set of stitch markers that are crochet. Currently coming from, along with buttons, from, drew a blank. My mind is completely drawing a blank right now. Hooked in Yarn on Facebook. I'll link it in the show notes, in the Ravelry thread, along with down below. But if I don't do it down below, it's definitely in the Ravelry thread. Wow, I can English, I promise. It's a set of stitch markers for knit and a set of stitch markers for crochet, dependent on what you entered. If you entered a knit project, it's going to be, you're going to get knit stitch markers. If you entered a crochet project, you're going to get crochet stitch markers. Also, this, I don't have them yet. They're coming this week. They were shipped out 2 days ago, so they should be here by the weekend, depending. I did, however, get the main prize, which is a Silver Shed USA project bag, which is right here, that the lovely Ann Brody made specifically for our podcast here. My viewers, it's a TARDIS, it's Doctor Who themed, obviously, because I'm a Crocheting Whovian. Yeah, so this is the main prize. Everyone that has a finished object in the threads will be put in for this. The works in progress will be for the stitch markers. That's about it for that. Yeah, I will draw it at midnight. I will close the thread midnight, April 1st. So technically it's March 31st at midnight. It's the start of April 1st, because I'm going to open the thread for the next CAL, which is the Pen Hook and Needles Autism Awareness CAL. I was asked, and I proudly accepted to co-host with them and Heidi from Undead Yarn. For my rules, pretty much are the same for the CAL. You have to be a member of my group and a member of the Pen Hook and Needles group. The reason I'm doing that is because they got me a lot of viewers, and welcome all new viewers. And the other reason is because I think it's fair. It's technically their CAL. You have to be a member of both groups. You could double dip. I don't care about that. Same rules as 1 WIP per project per week and 1 FO per project, obviously, per week. Everything has to be made. It has to be knit or crochet. Spinning, sewing, nothing like that will be accepted in mine. It has to be made in bright colors. I don't care what it is. It could be a toy, garment, whatever the case may be. It could be any of that, but it has to be made in bright colors. I know Heidi of Undead Yarns is taking pre-orders for her Autism Awareness yarn. There's a few things that I'm going to say that qualifies for 2 entries. Any FranciscanGypsy Design pattern that is finished in the time of the CAL, and the CAL will be running from April 1st to June 30th. Any FranciscanGypsy design that is made within that time frame, I don't care when you started it, it has to be finished within that time frame. You could start it today and finish it in that time frame. That's what matters. Counts for 2 entries. My Hufflepuff the Pillow Monster design counts as 2 entries. Anything made with Heidi's yarn from Undead Yarn, doesn't matter the colorway, as long as it's made from her yarn, counts for 2 entries. Yeah, whew, that was a lot. I'm out of breath here. Yes. Again, if it's a toy and it's my Hufflepuff or any of Talia's designs from FranciscanGypsy Designs, 2 entries. Heidi has the Autism Awareness yarn. She's taking pre-orders for it. I can't guarantee you're going to get it because it's technically not for my podcast. It's technically for Pen, Hook, and Needles and her podcast. However, if you go to, I'm going to link her store below, along with the Pen, Hook, and Needles Ravelry Group, and obviously their podcast page. I'll link it in the show notes if it's not down below. And just, like I said, whatever yarn you buy from her, the finished project from that yarn will be counted for 2. The prizes are, as of right now, I have 2 Silver Shed USA project bags, stitch markers from Hooked in Yarn, and stitch markers from a Once Upon a Stitch, Cupcake Crochet, Jenny. I can't keep up with her names. I'm sorry, Jenny. I love you. She's donating stitch markers. I'm also, from my personal stash, giving away yarn from Up in Yarns Designs. And, I'm sorry. Wasn't expecting to get texts. Up in Yarn Designs, and also from Yarn Tree UK. Those are my 2 go-to yarn dyers, aside from Heidi from Undead Yarns. From my stash, because I do have quite a few, but I also am in talks with them to see what I can get. Those 2 will be donated as well. It's going to be fun. Like I said, knit or crochet, obviously it's a cal. Anything your heart's desires. Nothing's too big and nothing's too small. But the only stipulation is it has to be in bright colors. Everyone's screens are different, so I'm going to trust that it's going to be bright colors. But I'm going to get more into that as the time comes, because I'm going to list the rules out. I'm going to tell you where to follow and the link to the pattern sites. Again, my Hufflepuff and any of Talia Pen, Hook, and Needles, Talia from Pen, Hook, and Needles, FranciscanGypsy Designs, any finished project from hers and my Hufflepuff, the Pillow Monster, will be counting as 2. I'm also going to put a coupon in the Ravelry thread for a 50% off for the Hufflepuff if you decide to make it. Okay, let's dive in, because I have some finished objects, I have some stash enhancements, and I have some works in progress, obviously. Well, since this one's the closest to me, we're going to get into this one. In my sorry, Lisa, I love you. Yarny Bag Lady, Minions bag, jumbo bag, is one of my many Timmy the Timid Turtles. I'm just working on the shell right now still. I haven't done the head yet. I always save the head for last because it's color work, and sometimes I have to be in the right state of mind for it. So this is made from Bernat Super Value yarn. This is the colorway Lilac, and the bottom of the shell and the face and the legs are going to be made out of Bernat Super Value in the colorway Lilac. This is Fresh Lilac, and this is Lilac. Yeah. I'm in love with this pattern. It's a paid-for pattern. This is a FranciscanGypsy Design pattern. I shall show you what it looks like, because I'm just that good. And you're going to see one finished, because I have one of my finished objects. This is the pattern. It's an old printed. She doesn't do the expanded directions anymore like that. But, yeah. This will be my 9th. Don't judge me. Me and my Timmy the Timid Turtles are slowly taking over the world. I am building up an army, and we're going to take over the world. Flying! Okay. I really didn't work on much. Well, I did work on much, but a lot, but they're all finished. So here we go. In my Silver Shed 2X Snow Sheep bag is my Friendship Square blanket. I just finished a square. This is, I'm bordering all the squares in loops and threads. In the colorway, Off-White, I guess. It's over there. I don't know the exact colorway name, but it's their cream. And this square is made out of Up in Yarns yarn in the colorway Woodstock. I have a lot of scraps left over from this, so I may start up a mini skein thread and trade. I'm currently working on this one, which is neon colors, and this constitutes as bright, and I have another skein of it that I'm going to make something with for the Cal. But this is Hot Knit on Instagram, her yarn. It's worsted weight. It's 100% wool. Like I said, this blanket is going to be a mismatch of everything. But I got some squares in the mail this week, and I wanted to show you them. This one came all the way from the UK. Thank you, Cheryl. This is from Cheryl, obviously, and I love it. And this is from Shelly from Hooked in Yarn. She made me this one. I love it. I love her color choices, and this too. It's gonna be great. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I'm gonna show you. I have 2 rows completed on my comfort blanket, my comfort/friendship blanket. The last year I've been dealing with a lot of illnesses and being sick and just getting used to my new diagnosis and things like that. And the only thing that I sought comfort in was my friends. And, you know, I have my core group, like I said, my quote-unquote nerdy sanctuary. But all of you guys are part of that too. And I said in my last video about the yarn community and how everybody's embracing and everything like that. So whenever I'm not having a good day, and they've been a lot lately, and I'm not even just talking about with the bipolar diagnosis, I'm talking about physically too, which I'm going to get into in a little bit. I just seek out some podcasts and just sit for the time being. I'm sorry, my leg's falling asleep. And I sit there and I work on my projects and have a visit with you guys. I've been binge watching a lot of Ming Mao. Hi Amy, because I was behind on her videos, and I've been binge watching her, and I have this thing that it just makes me feel like I'm not suffering alone. I mostly just put on also a random episode of Pen, Hook, and Needles, and I sit there with that when I'm not with my core group. So you guys making these squares for me means a lot for me, because whenever I'm having a bad day, this blanket's going to help, and I can wrap myself in the blanket, whether it be 3,000 degrees outside, because we know the summer's coming, or it could be like 3,000 below outside, because this is New York, and the weather is crazy. It snowed yesterday, and it was 70 degrees outside today. Okay? I'm able to wrap myself up in this blanket and have the comfort of all those that I care about and all those that care about me. So with that being said, I'm going to show you the 2 rows I have completed. But let me... Sheeps go flying! Okay. And that's pretty much it for my finished works in progress. But it's pretty big. And this is in my Mama C Exploding TARDIS bag that I love. Yeah, so I just finished this top row. But you could see the yarns, the different squares. Some of these I made myself, and some of these were given to me. This one was given to me. This one right here. And this one was given. Nope, I made that one. I lie. The last two right here were gifts. I have the whole box of squares that I have to put together, that have the border, that are friendship squares. But these are all donations, except this one I made a Timmy out of. But I'm combining my comfort blanket with my memories blanket. So, look, Heidi, Undead Yarn right here. This one right here. This was, and I'm showing it to you backwards because I'm dopey. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was her, I lost track because I stitched it, I attached this one backwards. This is a roadkill, so it really doesn't have a colorway. But yeah, this is the blanket so far. I'm enjoying it. It's meant for me to wrap up in. I'm slowly making it, attaching the squares. I'm doing a row at a time because it's easier to attach than individual squares. Okay, that's gonna stay there because I don't want to send that flying. On to finished projects. This isn't gonna be a long video. Excuse me, I have to take a sip of water. My Doctor Who cup. This isn't really gonna be that long, but here is one of my favorite finished projects. It's a Timmy the Timid Turtle. I love it. This is number 8. Well, number 7, that's finished. Number 8, I hadn't worked on this week. And the one you saw is number 9. But yes, as I have yarn tails because I have to weave them in my blanket. But this is Timmy. Well, his name is Baxter. I believe it's Baxter. I don't remember. I'm bad with names. And I name them. That's the sad part. But that's my turtle. I finished my Rumpelstiltskin shawl. Pattern is Scrap Shawl by Anastasia Zeitel. The yarn I used was Up in Yarn Designs in the colorway Rumpelstiltskin. This is my storybook shawl. I wanted to get it done for April because I have a wedding and the dress I'm wearing is red. So this will go perfect with it. So there you have it. And the last 2 projects are very special to me because I am officially bi-stitchable. This is a blanket hat that I made for myself out of Deep Stash. The Timmy the Turtle, I didn't tell you, is made from Knit Picks Chroma in the colorway Carnival, I believe. It's all on my project page. This is the only thing that's not on my project page because I literally started it 4 days ago and I finished it an hour ago. The other thing I made was a handbrake cowl. I am officially bi-stitchable. Booyah. I just didn't like the way I decreased on here, and I got to figure out a better way to decrease. But other than that, I should have put it on Magic Loop, but I'm not really quite sure how to do Magic Loop yet. I'm learning that tomorrow at my next knitting lesson. I have hair on my lip. And yeah, and the bottom is curling like this because when it said knit in the back loop, I wasn't quite sure on how to do that after I connected the rows. So I did a whole row. It's a free pattern, so it's not really that big a deal. But I did a whole row of in the back loop. And then I started the ribbing because I just wanted to make sure I could do the stitch before I committed to it. And obviously I can because my hat is done. Now, as far as I have to block this, but as far as this is concerned, I do have many, many mistakes, as you can see, but I don't care. This was my first ever knitted project that I finished, because I started plenty and was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and it was on straight needles, and I said, I don't know what I'm doing, and I stopped because I felt special. I tried to do the stretchy bind off, but it really didn't stretch that much, so I got to figure out a better bind off. But I'm gonna block it. Matter of fact, when I finish this video, I'm gonna go block it, but I wanted to make sure I had it to show you guys. I'm leaving the hat on because I'm in love with it. Both these yarns are Superwash Merino. They're deep stash from past yarn boxes. So, yeah. But let's talk about stash enhancements now. Oh. Yeah. This was a stash enhancement. Sorry, because there's a project in here. Well, I haven't cast it on yet, but this was a stash enhancement. I did the you and me swap, and through it, I got a good friend, Anna. She's really nice. She actually made me this bag as part of the swap, and I'm in love with it. In it right now is the yarn and the pattern for my next bank head, and you saw the square. The square is right here. This is the other skein I had bought from Heidi from Undead Yarn. I'm gonna make a bank head out of this too. Pray it goes well because it's variegated, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But she made me this bag and this notions pouch and these stitch markers, which I absolutely love. It's a Dalek. Don't exterminate me. It's the scarf for a sonic screwdriver and Ten's coat. So, yeah, it's fun. So this is my next, I'm going to cast this on, and I made the hat out of Addy Turbos, which are here, and the handbrake I made out of Addy Turbos too. Okay, that's stash enhancement and next project. Another stash enhancement is, well, since I am knitting, and we all know how much I love making toys, I got this. And it's showing up backwards for me, so I don't know if necessarily it's going to show up backwards for you. But it's the Big Book of Knitted Monsters. And tomorrow I have another knitting lesson, and I'm going to learn tomorrow how to magic loop, so I can make a toy. Another stash enhancement is this absolutely positively gorgeous project bag, and it's called There's Trouble in the Neighborhood. And the shop I got this at, I got this on Etsy, and it's Bags by Terry. It's huge. It's perfect. You know, it's perfect for me. It's gonna fit my shawl that I'm going to make next. I am going to cast on tomorrow, not tonight. I want as much as I want to tonight. There's a few stitches that I need to learn, and I have a 2-hour lesson tomorrow that I'm going to take advantage of to do it. But I'm going to cast on tomorrow a Yowza shawl. Yeah, the first one by Susan B. Anderson. Yeah, I can English. Speaking of which, my Yowza Water Skeins came. I got 2. This one, which is a Babette. Sorry, I'm getting texts while we're here. In the colorway Perfectly Reckless. I am saving this because it's so bright. I'm saving this for the Autism Awareness, and my plan, and I know people are going to yell at me, but my plan is to make a toy out of this. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I absolutely positively love making toys. And this is another Miss Babs Yowza in the colorway Daydream Believer. This is what I'm going to make my Yowza shawl with. I am in love with this yarn. I actually ordered more. I don't know. I'm going to go broke. I am technically going to go broke. That's it for stash enhancements. Yeah. How much time? Now, here's my thing. Since we all know how much I love making Timmy the Timmy Turtles, because I have 2 on the go right now and a 3rd one I'm about to start, I need your guys' help picking out the yarn for it. Okay? Oh, look. Here's a random end. Okay. I have this one from Undead Yarn. I have this one from Undead Yarn. And then I have this, which is Knit Picks Chroma, to make my Timmy out of. So, let me know 1, 2, or 3 which one I should use next for my next Timmy the Timmy Turtle. That's where I need your guys' input. My idea is to slowly have a very slow, timid army of Timmies, because that is by far the best pattern I've ever made in my life. And I'm not trying to kiss up. It really is. I love turtles. As you can see, I make them all the time. Say hi. I love turtles. And yeah. So that turtle just makes me feel all warm and squishy because I get to cuddle it. And plus my dog likes it too. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to talk about my health for a little bit, so if you guys want to sign off, because that stuff's boring, love yous. I went to the doctor, and I had surgery. I had exploratory surgery, which you guys knew about. I got the results of my biopsy, and as of right now, it looks like abnormalities are forming, so they want to go back in and do more tests and go further inside me to see what the abnormalities can be. I do have a tear in the lining of my stomach, and I have bumps and lesions in my stomach. As far as my lap band and everything else is concerned, it's perfectly fine. This is not caused from that. This is caused from gastritis, which is caused from a bacterial, from what I understand, and if there's anyone out there that's a nurse or a doctor or whatever that watches me, please correct me, but from what I understand, it's a bacterial infection that attacks the lining of your stomach when your immune system is down. The only thing we could trace it back to, and this is going to sound crazy, is I got my flu shot late this year, which, as you guys know, flu shots tend to make your immune system very low because it's fighting off the flu so that you can grow an immunity to it. However, I got it days before I went to Florida in February. Days. I got it to ensure that I shouldn't say days, about a week to a week and a half before I went to Florida. I got it because my cousin had just had a baby, and my little Jojo, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't able to bring anything and be around the newborn with it. Unfortunately, because my immune system was low due to this flu shot, I exposed myself to other germs that my body wouldn't have been able to fight off, especially on an airplane. So that's how we're tracing back my gastritis. The symptoms did, and I'm sorry that I know this is TMI, the symptoms did start while I was in Florida, but I just passed it off as just the lack of a gallbladder. I do have ways to make this better, but my doctor does not want to give me any antibiotics until we get the full results of what's happening with the abnormalities, because he could be giving me antibiotics and it's not doing anything because it could be caused from the abnormalities, which, you know, that is why I'm pushing to get this blanket done, because I really need it. Not because I'm cold, but because I need the comfort. I got hair in it. I got fibers from the yarn. That's about it. I guess that, yeah, I know it's a TMI moment, and I don't mean to, hold on. You're not there. Okay. Yeah, so that's about it. Sorry, somebody was FaceTiming me and she turned out not to be there. Yeah. So other than that, everything else is okay. Be on the lookout within the next couple of days. I'm going to put up the thread and start to talk the chatter for the PHN Undead Yarn Crocheting Whovian. I forgot my name for a second there. CAL for the Autism Awareness. But other than that, everything is good. I hope to see you guys again next week, depending on how I feel, if I'm up to it or not. And I should be. I don't want to make promises that I can't keep, though. And yeah, that is it for now. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, blind hatred, just leave it down below. Or hit me up on the Ravelry thread. But yeah. Peace. Bye, guys. Have a good one. See you around.